when they used to do Roman Reigns coming through the crowd, it would have been much better to shoot it over his shoulder, like a video game, like a third, like, you used to get that first person look, and then you get the next stage, and you do the over the shoulder look on a video game. That's how they should have shot Roman Reigns walking through the crowd, because visually it looks so much better on the screen. You can't feel what he's feeling just by having like that pan shot out of Roman Reigns walking down. So here we see Hulk Hogan, rampant as usual. This is Hogan, very, very in his prime, of course. He was the stud guy. I know last time we checking him out against Warrior, but this is like his first big solo kind of main event on his own as the champion here, because the year previous he'd done like the tag team stuff. Now at WrestleMania he gets the match with King Kong Bundy. Just drops the title there. But yeah, I mean, like, Hogan, no doubt about it, such a massive part of the fabric of the WWF, the growth. Him and Vince McMahon, I would say, the combination. As we see these two about now to start the match. I'm guessing there'll be a lot of early build to all this. Now, the last time I watched this match, it was probably about 15, 16 years ago, I would imagine. I remember buying a lot of you remember when Clear Vision went under and they changed like the name from F and all the rest of it, had to change it. Clear Vision or was it Silver Vision? Oh, I don't know what the hell they were called, but one of the two. You know what I mean? The videos of WWF. They basically ended up flogging everything for like next to nothing. Like, I'm talking pennies. And I remember buying all the VHS box set of WrestleManias and just kind of watching them all there at the time. Now, don't forget, you can escape the ring here. I think that's the key to the match. It's escaping the cage and getting out. As we see Hogan with those big fists. So you can still see the story here. They're selling you that Hogan's ribs are badly bandaged up. He's in trouble. But surprised actually, they've gone for like the start of Hogan pretty much dominating early on. Like, I thought they were going to do the whole, keep Hogan down very early on, and look like he hasn't got a chance. But Hogan's coming across pretty strong at the moment, as we see the clubbing blows from Hogan. The heavy rights. So, just to talk about King Kong Bundy briefly, after this he didn't really sustain the main event level for WWF that much after all this. It was more of a he become more of a sort of an attraction type match if you were going to have him in, really, towards the end. He did do a couple of big matches here and there that, like, he still had some stuff going on, but to be fair, most of it, it was a lot after. Like, he had a run in WWF like 94, 95. He came back again as well and did some stuff. He of course had the match with Taker and stuff like that. So yeah, he was kind of around. I mean, I don't know. Like, I guess at this time, Vince could have really plucked anybody who was this kind of size, made them a heel just to go up against Hogan, because it was a very different time. You only really had to build the guys up. You could do a very gradual process, but the role got given to Bundy, and to be fair, I mean, he's definitely not the worst person to have in this. But I think at the time, this was a time where Vince had gone around to all the territories and pretty much, cherry picked who he wanted. So it was kind of odd that they went this route to begin with. But still, cage match, it's probably makes sense in a lot of ways to have these two. But I think, if I'm being honest with you, from what I read in like the very, very old, like what you'd perceive as like the newsletter or magazine back then, the very early incarnations of them, I think most people definitely expected Hogan to win. This wasn't like a, how will he be able to get through it type thing. Like that just didn't really come across people's minds, as we now see. It's now worked against Hogan by having that around his ribs, hasn't it? Because King Kong Bundy has ripped it off, and now he's going to be choking Hogan on it, on the wrap that he put in. Now he's putting it on the ropes. Again, this is all completely legal in a steel cage match. Bobby Heenan there. Like this guy, I mean, people talk about, big people that have been in WrestleManias and all the rest of it, but Bobby Heenan, he is as much as a part of all that sort of fabric as anybody else. Like you look at the people he managed, a lot of guys actually up against Hogan in many ways. Of course, he had Ric Flair when he came in much later on as well. Great combination there with those two guys. Now, don't forget, guys, if you've got anybody you'd like to see come into this, like for me to do, just email me at email@wrestleline.co.uk, and any of your suggestions, I'll kind of if we get enough of them of the same thing, then I'll do the match. I've had a few in for the next matchup, so I'm going to decide that a little bit later. But yeah, this match looking really, really good at the moment. Alright, cheers.